on, everybody? Today I've got a really fun new review since I just got an early screening of Ant-Man and the Wasp. There won't be any spoilers, by the way. Before I get into the review, though, I just want to say, since my last video, I actually recently passed 1,000 subscribers, so just want to thank everybody for helping me reach that milestone. I never thought in a million years I'd even get close to 1,000. But to celebrate, I'm going to be doing a Q&A video, so leave your comments down below. Any question you have, I'm going to answer it probably in a video maybe next week or the following week. But yeah, you can leave it here, or I have links in the description to my Twitter and my Instagram page if you want to leave it on either of those platforms as well. But anyways, let's just get into the review for Ant-Man and the Wasp. So yeah, after Infinity War pretty much crushed all our hopes and dreams, I wasn't sure if I was really gung-ho about getting back to the whole fun, humorous side of Marvel with this Ant-Man and the Wasp. But I have to say, although it's not on par with Infinity War, as nobody expected it to, I actually had a really fun time with Ant-Man and the Wasp. It did actually feel good to get back to the whole lighthearted, fun action that you come to expect from an MCU film these days. And you got the same cast of characters. You got, Paul Rudd, Evangeline Lilly, Michael Douglas, Michael Pena, and many others, and also Peyton Reed's back as the director. So it's definitely got the same feel. So it definitely is a believable continuation of the events that happened after Captain America Civil War, because this is kind of where you find out what happened to Ant-Man after Civil War, but before Infinity War happened. So that's kind of where it is in the timeline. That's probably as close as I'll get to story details, because I don't want to spoil anything. But I will say the story is fairly decent. It's not a very weak story, but it's a decent story. It's not amazing, but it works in the sense for this movie. You can tell they had a lot of fun creating all these creative action set pieces with the growing and the shrinking aspect, because there's a lot of that in this film. It's not everything you see in the trailers. I mean, there actually is some stuff that's not revealed, which is really cool, but you definitely see a lot of different ways things are shrunk, people, cars, buildings. They got really creative with the action set pieces in this film, and I commend them for doing that. You saw a fair amount of it in the first Ant-Man, but it's definitely double everything in the sequel. Even the comedy in this was taken up a notch, although there are a few moments in this film where the comedy kind of ruins some of the more serious moments, but it's still a fairly funny film, especially Michael Pena as Luis. I mean, he's once again a scene stealer, just like he was in the original Ant-Man. He has some funny moments that I'm not going to spoil, but there's some towards the middle and later parts of the movie that are just really flat out hilarious. Speaking of scene stealers, Evangeline Lilly kicks some serious ass in this film as the Wasp. I mean, there's actually points in this film where she felt like more of the star of the film, and Ant-Man kind of took a back seat, and I actually was okay with it. Her and Paul Rudd do make a really great team together. I mean, Ant-Man and the Wasp, they're perfect in chemistry and action. They play off each other really well. I'm all for them, in the future, but if they want to make a solo film or two of Evangeline Lilly's character as the Wasp, I'd be down for it, even if they threw in Michael Douglas in there, because Michael Douglas is great as Hank Pym. If I had to think of some negatives, I do have a couple. I mean, I really like Walton Goggins as an actor, but his role in this was really pointless. I really don't know why he's in the film at all. Like, he shows up every now and then, and he has some focus, but he really has no crucial point to the plot. He's just kind of there as like a side piece, and he could have been cut out completely and it wouldn't have changed much of anything. Also, I found Ghost to be a very underwhelming villain. I mean, based on the trailers, you think she's going to be really awesome and kick-ass and be really cool with her phasing in and out, but she doesn't really do all that much in the film. She's not, of course she's not going to be on par with, Killmonger and Thanos and all them, but she's probably, in the mid-tier as far as Marvel villains go, because she has, some motivation. You get why she's doing what she's doing, and she gets maybe one or two okay scenes with Ant-Man and the Wasp, but it just feels like there's a disconnect there with her compared to many other villains in these MCU films. You don't really feel the connection as you do in other films to their villains. I mean, it was weak, but not the weakest as far as MCU villains. Marvel has been stepping up their game with their MCU villains, between Thanos, Killmonger, even before that you had Vulture and Hela, but this definitely felt like a step below all of those. I wasn't a huge fan of Ghost. I like the actress. I liked her a lot in Black Mirror and a couple other things, but just in this role, she just didn't really do that much for me. Overall, though, I had a fun time with Ant-Man and the Wasp. It's definitely an enjoyable superhero film. If you like fun, you like humor, you like action, you're going to like Ant-Man and the Wasp, especially if you love the MCU. But I wouldn't probably put it in my top 10 or anything, just because there's been so many great MCU films. I mean, this is the 20th one. But it's probably, I think, I like it just as much as the original Ant-Man, maybe a smidge more. But I don't have Ant-Man in my top 10 anyways, so it just falls right outside the top 10 or so. But yeah, those are just my thoughts on Ant-Man and the Wasp. Leave a comment down below. What do you think of Ant-Man and the Wasp? Are you looking forward to it? What do you think of it when you do see it? Also, leave a comment down below if you want your question answered in my upcoming 1,000 subscriber Q&A. Also, feel free to leave a like, hit the subscribe button to keep up to date with all my movie reviews, trailer reactions, unboxings, and Blu-ray hauls. But until the next time, I'll see you guys later.